In this video, I'll be giving you a quick explanation of the emotion regulation chart that we use with the children in the language unit at Smallwood, and just some ideas on how you can use this with your child at home. So just pull the chart up. That will share. Okay, so as you can see, we have 3 zones in the chart that we developed at Smallwood. We have a low zone, just right zone, and high zone. And these are all accompanied by characters from the film Inside Out, which a lot of our children are quite familiar with, which helps to cue them into the emotions that we might be talking about. So lots of our children look at this as sad, happy, angry, but we actually use this to discuss quite a wider range of emotions. So with the low zone, we're talking mostly about those emotions and feelings that make us feel like we're moving slowly. So as much as lots of our children attribute this with feeling sad, we also talk about it as feeling bored, feeling tired, poorly, or just a little bit worried. Those things that make us move slowly and stop us from feeling in the just right zone. So the just right zone we talk about as feeling, in school we talk about it as feeling ready to work. So at home, thinking about it as feeling calm, happy, and ready to focus on an activity. So with our children in this zone, we should see that they are calm, that they're able to pay attention, that they're able to sit on the carpet, sit at a table, and focus on either an adult-led or independent activity. So the high zone, again, covers kind of a range of emotions, and we talk about that as the emotions that make us feel like we're losing control. So it might be that we're feeling angry or becoming frustrated at a situation, but it could also be when we're feeling really scared. We also talk about it a lot as when we're feeling just a bit silly and excited. So lots of our children will come back from the playground saying that they're in the high zone because they've been running around with their friends and having lots of fun. So they're not feeling just right and ready to learn, but they might be feeling that kind of loss of control and feeling just a bit silly and excited. An important thing for us to reinforce to the children is that it's very normal to feel all these emotions throughout the day. So we're not expecting our children to be in the just right zone all day long, as we ourselves as adults are not in the just right zone all day long. So it's important that we model that to our children. So we talk a lot sometimes if we're feeling a bit tired, we might not have slept very well, we'll talk about being in the low zone. Or we might talk about, sometimes I'll say, oh, I'm in the high zone because I've got lots of exciting activities planned at the weekend and I just can't concentrate on my work. I'm feeling a bit silly and excited. So those are quite nice ways to model to our children that it's not, the expectation is not that they would be in the just right zone all day. At school, this is used regularly throughout the day with the children. In Key Stage 2, they check in at least once a day, normally in circle time or registration. In Key Stage 1, they check in at least twice a day. And really good opportunities for the children to discuss how they're feeling and to get used to asking peers how they're feeling is nice and important. These charts are also available throughout the day, so children can go to them themselves and move their face along, or they can bring it to the teacher and use this as a way to communicate feelings, which can be quite a challenging area for some of our children. At home, we would recommend that it would be good to check in with your children a few times a day, just on how they're feeling, particularly at the moment when they will be very out of routine and things may seem very confusing and uncertain for our children. So it would be great to be doing regular check-ins with them, ask how they're feeling, and use that as an opportunity to talk to them. Lots of our children find it difficult to come to us and tell us that they're feeling worried, but given the opportunity, when they're looking at a familiar resource, this might be a really good way to start that conversation and give that opportunity to reassure them. We'll hopefully be doing a follow-up video more about strategies on moving between zones. We recommend, particularly when children tell us that they feel in the low zone, there's lots of good ideas available for movement breaks, and I'll pop some in the useful information for all section on our Padlet screen, looking at different movement breaks that we can use to get us energized, get us moving, and kind of get us away from that feeling of moving really slowly. On the other side, if our children are feeling really in the high zone, So a bit overexcited or feeling a bit frustrated. Lots of activities like yoga and mindfulness activities can be really useful just to calm them down, support them to focus on things other than the situation they're upsetting them, and just do lots of good deep breathing and calming activities. But hopefully I'll be able to put up another video for you guys all about emotional regulation supports going forward. But I hope this was helpful.